right, welcome back. We're at section 11.4. We're doing volumes of prisms and cylinders. Let's get started. Our first question is, what is volume? And you have experienced volume whenever you poured water into a glass. You filled up that glass with a liquid, and so you were experiencing a volume, meaning how much can fill up a space, and that is volume. We measure volume in cubic units, and those are sizes of cubes. We show that here with this cube, noticing that we have these little cubes that are inside each of them to see how many can be filled. This particular cube is a 1 by 1 by 1. That's 1 cubic unit. These units could be miles, they could be inches, they could be feet. As long as they're all the same all the way around, we use them to measure volume here. To find this volume, we take the area of the base times the height. That's what this big B stands for here. We've encountered this before when we were doing surface area. When we had the capital B, we have the area of that base, and now our height is no longer an L or a slant height. This is just an H for height, and it is perpendicular to the base. All right, so the volume is the area of the base times the height. This base will change depending on any of the type of shapes that you have. So the volume is the number of cubic units that fit inside the solid. We've talked about that. They're in cubic shapes. The volume of the prism is found by multiplying the area of the base, that's the large B, times its height. This method can be also used to find the volume of a cylinder, and the shape of a cylinder's base is a circle, and so we just change that capital B to the area of a circle formula. Okay. All right, so here's your cylinder. We're going to use that as our starting point. And what are we going to put in the place of that B for the area of the base? Pi r squared. So our volume will be pi r squared h. And you guys have been memorizing that all along. All right, so our volume is pi r squared h. You need to realize, though, that your height, your radius is going to be the radius of your circle, but your height is going to be perpendicular. In this case, since this height and this height will be the same, it won't really matter. On other things that are triangular, our bases, our height and our slant height will be different. Are there any questions on this? We're going to do numbers 1 through 7. We're going to do some examples, number 1 through 7. We're going to do all numbers 1 through 7.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to find the volume of each figure. We're going to round your answers to the nearest hundredth if necessary. Sometimes we will have to do that, and sometimes we will not. All right, what is this, a pyramid or a prism?
Prism.
It's a prism, and the area of a prism is, the volume of a prism. I like to write the formula every single time. Area of the base times the height. What is the area of this base? What kind of base is it?
6.
6 is the base of this triangle, but what shape is this base?
Oh, triangle.
Good job. So what's the formula for finding the area of a triangle? So we have 1/2 little b times, now be careful, I'm going to make this height in a different color than the height, because this height is the height of that triangle, the black one, and the purple one is the height of the entire prism. And I actually will put this in parentheses, and I put them in different colors. You could even for yours put like height of triangle and then height of prism if you'd like, if that would help distinguish it. All right, here we go. 1/2. Be careful. This triangle over here, this has been a confusion in my house. What's the base and what's the height? They didn't give us a height right there.
Because it's a right triangle, one of those is the base and one of them is the height.
How do you know that's a right triangle?
Just the back shows a 90-degree angle.
Because the back says it's a 90-degree angle, and this is a 3, 4, 5 triangle, by the way, because this is 3 times 2, 4 times 2, and 5 times 2. All right, so we have base times height is 6 and 8. 1/2 times 6 times 8 And then we have the height of the entire prism.
Is that 10?
It's not 10.
No.
The height of the entire prism is the distance between the two triangles.
Oh,
Do
that's right.
you understand? So what number is that one?
11.
11. You really don't need those parentheses when you put this into your calculator. You could just do your half. Say that one more time.
264.
I heard 264. Let's see what they got.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. 264
Kilometers squared.
kilometers. Careful. We're doing volume, so it's not squared.
Cubed.
Cubed. Good job. Whenever we do volume, it is cubed units. This is new this time.
Yes, it
It's new this time.
I was
We're doing number 2. What kind of a base is this one?
Pentagon.
It's pentagonal. Good job. We have a volume equals the area of the base times the height. How do you find the area of a pentagon?
1/2 AP.
1/2 apothem times perimeter. I agree. And I don't have to worry about my H's and letters being all the same. Do they give us the apothem? Yes. So 1/2. What is our apothem?
7.6.
7.6. And my perimeter? Yeah. What is this, and this, and this? 55. How did you get 55, Amy? I agree.
11 times 5.
11 times 5. That's correct. And your height?
10.
10, because the height is the distance between the two of them. If you can put that in your calculator, let's get it confirmed once we get somebody's answer.
I got 2090.
2090 confirmed. And then units?
Yards cubed.
Cubed.
Good job. Good job. All right, let's move on to number 3. What kind of shape is this one? What's the base shape, I mean?
Rectangle.
Careful.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay.
Instead of a rectangle, it's called a what now?
A
Trapezoid. What's the area of a trapezoid? 1/2 H B1 plus B2. And I actually, come on, should have made that a different color H, because that's the height of the trapezoid. And this H out here, that's the purple H, is the height of the prism. Okay, there's 2 different heights there, so be careful. You, on your paper, could say height of trapezoid and height of prism by putting a little H's and T's and P's or whatever there. All right, so half. Height of the trapezoid is what?
4.
4, I agree. Base 1.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
Oh,
the height. I'm sorry. The height is not 4.
No, it's 3.9.
Yes. Base 1 is 4. I agree with that. What's base 2? 6. And it's difficult to tell a little. This is it here, which is the same as that 6 over there. All right, so 6. And the height of the entire.
Is that 10?
It is 10.
No, 10.
It is 10. Do you understand how it's 10, Amy?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So put that into your calculator. We'll get it confirmed. 100.
195,
Yeah.
that's what I got.
How much?
195.
195? 50. Yeah, I got that too. Yeah, I got that too. Units? Yards. Cubed. And we're moving on to number 4 now. All right, number 4. This is what kind of prism? Rectangular prism. We go the area of the base times the height. The base. How do I find the area of that base? Length times width, or base times height. Still, depending on how you. Length times width times height is basically. So you know what? Since they're all multiplied together, and multiplication is commutative, meaning I could do it in any order I wanted, and I could. It wouldn't matter which one you call the 3, the 8, and the 3.
388.
It would just be
Is it 338 or 388?
I thought it was 383.
Okay, so
388.
this is the base, correct? Right here and here.
Because
What's this length that I have in yellow right here?
Eight.
Yeah, it's 883.
What is this?
8.
This is a square then. So is
Yes.
it 883 or 338?
883.
883, yes.
192.
I heard 192.
That's what I got as well.
Same.
Wing number 5. What kind of prism is this?
Ah.
Hexagon.
Hexagonal. And so area of a hexagon is what?
1/2 AB.
Good job. This is where all those formula madnesses are paying off. All right? If you haven't got them in your head, keep your formula madness sheets in front of you so you can look at them. All right. 1/2 APH, so 1/2. The apothegm how much?
Wait a minute.
I heard 10.4. The perimeter,
12 times 6.
12 times
72.
6, which is how much?
72.
72.
Then your height.
And your height between the two of them
7.
is 7.
2620.8.
2,620.8 feet cubed. All right. We're on number 6 now. The volume is still area of the base times the height, but the area of the base now is a circle, and the area of a circle is pi r squared. So if you want to just always remember it, area of the base times the height, with pi r squared h. Even on your Formula Madness, you'll need to put this one at the bottom, but it will help you jog your memory if you're having trouble remembering that one. All right, so pi r squared, what's r? Be careful, it's going to trick you.
7.
It's 7 and not 14 because it's half of this 14 right here. It's 7. And the height? 12. The major question is in our minds right now is, do I leave the pi or do I round? Up there it did not say to keep pi at all.
Pi.
So you don't keep pi, you put the whole thing in your calculator and you round to 1 decimal.
I got 2 decimal places. It
But
says
then I-
pi.
Oh, 100, 2 decimal places,
But
yes.
then I have to change my mode and everything.
Oh,
Oh, you do?
Wait, your calculator
Oh.
just doesn't. Your calculator isn't supposed to.
263.9.
No.
What?
No.
Times 12.
Times
Make
12,
sure you give your
right.
12 in there too.
I think it's
You did?
I got 263.
Pi 7 squared.
Oh, squared.
7 squared.
Squared, thank you.
Oh!
Pi 7 squared.
Times 12, yes, thank
Wait
you.
a minute.
1,847.26. Yeah.
1,847.2,
1847.
and the 5 gets
1847.
rounded
6.
to the 6.
1847. That's the right
Point
answer.
26.
Yeah.
1847.
Inches.
Like it's a date.
1847.28.
This is not history class.
2/8
Stop.
26.
Stop.
inches cubed, yes. So I've decided not to do number 7 because we've already done a rectangular prism. This is what we learned this time. You learned how to found volume. We started volume today. We did prisms and cylinders. You have the new formulas that you've been learning from your Formula Madness. I hope this has been helpful. Goodbye.